So today I'm joined by Michael Stein. Michael is the co-founder and CEO of AddedHealth, an Oxford-based digital platform on a mission to provide people with the necessary tools to achieve optimal physical and mental health. I understand there's an extremely personal background story to the establishment of AddedHealth. So
basically, I was being the CEO of a biotechnology company, an immuno-oncology company. And when one of my best friends, a brilliant physician scientist, Satish Keshav, who was one of the really top gastroenterologists at the University Hospital here in Oxford, dropped dead of a heart attack, completely unexpected. And my reaction, I guess, or grief reaction, was to sort of, how does that happen? Because he was obviously a brilliant doctor and a scientist, was well-read, really up to speed. But, how does that happen that someone like him actually dies of a heart attack? And so I started to research and very quickly realized that there was a huge amount of information out there that just wasn't seeing the light of day because it didn't have a particular financial driver behind it. It wasn't a drug with a patent that had a lifespan of 20 years that could then get marketing behind it from a biotechnology or pharmaceutical company. So I realized that, that became my mission, essentially, to get that information out there to the benefit of people. And it was very clear to me that it was information related to both the physiology of our bodies, but also related to neuroscience and how our minds worked. So that's how AddedHealth was formed.
Looking for answers, or you're searching for, a positive outcome from the death of a very good friend. Like, when does that become essentially a business idea?
It was probably after about 6 months, when I had sort of felt I'd done enough of the reading around the space of, my background, of course, is a doctor. And then I also did a degree in medical biochemistry. And then I did a doctorate in physiological sciences, specializing in immunology. So I had a very broad background. So it felt like everything I'd done in my past life as a medical doctor, academic, and then an entrepreneur had brought me to this point. My sense was that we're missing the big picture. We've got orthopedic surgeons who just do hip replacements, for example. Or they do hands. But when I last looked, the knee bone is still connected to the thigh bone and your back, your backbone. It's that old song. And yet, so when you've worn out your hip, it probably means you've worn out other things in your body as well. But no one really bothers to look. Certainly the orthopedic surgeons don't worry about it. The anesthetist worries about it because they want to make sure you're not a big anesthetic risk when they do the anesthetic.
Okay.
But you're very unlikely to have a full holistic preventive healthcare check. What we're looking to do with AddedHealth is really thinking about your health and offering the old style fashioned, you used to have a GP who really knew you for the long term.
Yes.
And so we're a group of docs that have really set up AddedHealth as preventive healthcare, where we commit not to prescribe, not to treat you. We don't want to conflict ourselves in any way, and just look after your health and wellness alongside our GP colleagues. A huge part of what we're doing is making our clients the Luke Skywalkers or the Princess Leias, right? We want you are, in fact, you are the hero of your own story. No one knows you better than you.
What is the growth plan? Like, how are you expecting to scale?
So we're going B2B. So it was very clear that the direct to consumer, because of the cost of living crisis at the moment, people don't have any spare cash. So we're going to businesses who really want to look after their employees. And so we're selling to HR directors to say, look, if you're serious about looking after your staff and you really want them to stay healthy, then we're the service for you. And we differentiate ourselves by being a regulated, medically led service.
So final question, in terms of funding and investment in the future and how big this could get, like how much ambition do you have for AddedHealth?
So we are hugely ambitious, and we think that there's huge numbers of people that could benefit from what we're doing. So we think that it's totally global. The potential is enormous.